Well, hey,
Miss Paula.
Hey! Oh my gosh! I didn't
Oh,
think you was ever gonna get here,
hello.
Logan. Oh, so sweet.
I love you.
Now tell me who this is.
This is
Tell
my traveling partner, Barbara, and my
Hi,
BFF.
Barbara.
Oh, so
This is
nice
Miss
to
Paula.
meet you. Now, what is this, Barbara?
We brought you some stuff from Washington State.
Oh,
Yes.
wonderful.
My
Well,
boss-
it's in a Paula Deen
It
bag.
is. You'll have to guess what it
She
is.
makes really good jelly. My
My
boss makes the
husband.
jelly.
My husband is gonna love
It's really good.
blueberry jalapeno,
Yes, and it was all grown out there on the Indian
garlic
reservation.
jalapeno.
Yes, and so good with cream cheese.
With and habanero peach jam.
Yes.
Michael's gonna be in heaven.
So so my boss is
thank
Cindy,
you.
and we have a winery, and I
Well,
brought you some.
We'll
yes,
eat,
so-
drink, and be merry.
Well, we will.
Y'all come on
We
in.
love you.
Oh, and I love you, Logan.
Yeah.
So, one reason that I think Logan wanted to come, y'all, and certainly a reason why I wanted him to come. I mean, I'm so impressed by this young man.
Thank
And
you.
Introduce yourself to all of our friends out there
Okay.
and tell them who you are and what you're about.
Okay. My name is Logan Slaughter. I love Paula Deen. She's one of my new friends, and I'm so glad I got connected with her. But I'm a champion of change. I have autism, and I'm a champion of change, global ambassador for Autism Speaks, which I'm so proud to be a part of, representing people with autism and sharing my story and my message with autism. So I wanted to come and share my story with Paula.
That is so
And
wonderful.
so, yeah.
And I wish we had an hour, but we don't. So, because I could talk to you for hours,
Yes.
Logan. But tell people what your trials have been and how you have overcome them and how you can help other people out there that there's a chance they might not even realize they're autistic.
Yeah. There's a lot of, I think the first step to overcoming autism is acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
When you get the diagnosis, to accept it, like your kids having that diagnosis,
Mhm.
just don't fear it, but accept it. And that's the first step. And to get help, because getting help helps you cope and brings hope.
Yeah.
And so don't fear it, but love it. And don't fear the child, but embrace who they are. And
Yeah.
it's okay to be different.
Right.
You know,
It
we're
is.
all different, aren't we,
Yes,
Paula?
we're all different.
And we're all God's children.
That's right.
And we're all supposed to be loved for who we are.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, you are a wonderful example out there to people
Thank you
who
so
deal with this
much.
problem. And when I was growing up, I never heard the word autism.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard it.
Yeah.
But now you hear it so frequently. And have you ever been informed as to why we appear to see more of it now? Do you think it's diet? Do you think it's environmental? Have you ever been told
I've never been
by a
told.
professional?
I've never been told, but it's 1 in 34 kids will have autism and have been diagnosed. And that's a lot. But you really don't know why. And I'm not sure why.
I don't know if it was in the past, there just wasn't that diagnosis.
Yes.
So I don't know if it's just more studies now that they've
Mhm.
pinpointed
Right,
this particular piece of it. And,
And they're not a bad kid. You know,
they're just,
Yes.
they just need help.
things just are so much harder for them because it's not understood and it is
Yes.
frustrating for them.
Yes,
and,
very
and-
frustrating.
Yeah. And so,
Barbara, I think Logan introduced her as his traveling companion, but
Yeah.
she's actually his traveling nurse.
Yes, she is. She's my
And she
traveling
gives
nurse.
you the courage to
Yes.
get out there
and to keep fighting.
he's got a
and
good
keep
message.
advocating.
And
he
he's-
has a wonderful message.
Thank you.
Yes, and he
Barbara's
has a heart
awesome.
for it. And so his mom, when I was a school nurse, his
Mhm.
mom was a teacher,
Mhm.
And Logan had just graduated high school, I think. And he would come and spend a lot of time in my office at school.
Uh-huh.
So that's how me and Logan got to know each other was then.
Mhm.
And we've just been friends ever since. I
Barbara's
guess.
my dear friend. She just loves me for who I am
I do.
and lets me just be myself. And
Sometimes he gets out of hand.
I said, we got to go
He
to
does.
Paula's.
I can't imagine.
We got to go to
can't
Paula's
imagine.
house. I said, we got to go to Paula's house. Okay, we'll go down
That
there.
sweet child getting out of hand.
He's
I
a
just
mess.
love
He's so
everybody.
funny. He does. He loves everybody.
Yes. And then,
Yeah, he's
in
a
that,
good friend to have.
Yes. Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
And so-
What can y'all give everybody some of the symptoms, things that they need to look for if they're having questions about their own child?
they have to be an advocate. You know,
Yes.
I think a lot of times people they have a hard time accepting the fact that their child has autism because in their mind it's something terrible.
Mhm.
But
And I think that was the one thing. My mom, her world fell
Yeah.
apart when she heard that I had autism when I was a little kid,
Mhm.
because we didn't know much about autism. And so when the doctor said that, her world kind of fell apart. But then she said, Logan, what do you think the cure for autism is? And I said, acceptance. And then that gave her a new light. And she's like, well, that's a good cure for it. I never thought about
that
it.
was
And I was a
very
young boy.
intuitive
Yeah.
and wise of you at
And
such
that's
a young
true.
age.
And
That's
his mom
true
has
for
been so
everything.
Of course, that's not going to be the case in
Right.
everybody's case.
But that's true, Paula, isn't that for
Mhm.
everything?
Yes.
And that gave her hope. And that helps us get help. And that's just the cure for Logan Slaughter. And that's the
Yes.
cure for every child.
Yes. So what are some of the symptoms? What would a mother or a father look for if they were concerned about their
I
child?
think a lot of times the first, they have different milestones that they hit. A lot of times when they're younger,
Mhm.
depending on where they're at on the spectrum, they're going to have different symptoms.
Mhm.
But then once they get up, they have a hard time being overstimulated. They'll have meltdowns. They'll have things that sensory things that normally wouldn't bother a kid.
Yes.
And you might see it as the kid being just a naughty kid.
Yeah.
They're having, you see
Yeah.
them in the store and they're having a meltdown,
Yeah.
whatever. It's just that,
cognitive delay,
Yeah.
developmental delay,
yeah.
not always going with everybody's pace.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is that you might think that they are that maybe they're not as smart as other kids and
Mhm.
stuff. A lot of times they're so much smarter than the other kids.
Right.
They're so much smarter and it's really hard to live in a world that's not built for you, and the world isn't built for them, and they are thinking so much further outside of the box.
Mhm.
They're thinking so much, they're in a different, reality than everybody else. And so it's frustrating to them.
Mhm.
And so that's something, as sensory issues, they need different sensory,
They need a plan that works for them.
yeah, it's so different for every kid. It's so different.
Each plan is different. Each person is different. It's a spectrum.
Uh-huh.
It's a whole spectrum. So there's sensory challenges. There's
Social challenges.
social challenges.
Uh-huh.
So just get their plan, get the help they need.
It's definitely
That they
individualized.
need,
Some of the common ones that they'll say, they don't look you in the eye. They don't, which isn't always so. Like we said yesterday, somebody said, "You don't even look autistic."
Yes.
So it is different for every child and every person. And a lot of times they're good at masking, so they can go into public and they can pretend like they are just like everybody else.
Yes.
And then when they get home, they just totally shut down because it was so much effort to go out there and
And
act
that
like
normal.
the
Yeah.
real world. Right.
Which they're falling apart inside, which
Yeah.
I've done before, you know.
And you know, and autism's hard.
It is hard.
Logan, you know, he has a
Yes.
lot of struggles. It's really hard.
You've dealt with depression, Paula, you know, in your life.
Yes. Yes.
You don't want to get out of bed. You don't want to do anything or
Right.
leave the house. You've gone through that.
Right.
And so,
and it's hard to connect with somebody to
is.
help you with that a lot of times because of the
Right.
autism.
Yeah.
It's hard to
I
make that
suffered.
connection.
I suffered with agoraphobia
Yes.
for 20 years.
yes.
And I tried to explain to people that you don't meet agoraphobics out in the world.
No.
Mhm.
They're at home, huddled
Yes.
under a blanket,
Yes.
hiding from the world. So, Logan, you said that the important thing is that you get help.
Yeah.
What kind of help did they offer you?
I had therapy. I had speech therapy. I had cognitive therapy. Even when I was young in elementary school, Mom seeked out that help, and that helped me develop. And I probably wouldn't be where I am today without that help. And
All right, now, which was the most important? You said cognitive. Now, what is actually cognitive?
learning language and how to talk and communicate,
Mhm.
and you know, how to use your hands and stuff like that. That would be
That would normally come natural to
Yeah.
somebody else. you know,
yeah.
something-
And autism is a developmental delay, so you are behind than your peers.
Yes.
Your
Yes.
peers.
Yeah.
And so and speech language helped me a lot
Mhm.
communicate
And
better.
I think it was important also that his mom was very proactive in the school, being a teacher and making
Yes.
sure that the teachers were in line. You have to be proactive with the
Right,
school
Right.
because
Make everybody aware.
Yeah.
yes, and stay on top of it
Uh-huh.
and you know
Uh-huh.
continually reevaluate what is going on and what is
Yes.
helping and what's
Had a-
not helping.
I had a great mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. I look forward to meeting your mother.
Yeah. Yes.
Although I was thinking that we had met at
You
a
have
big
met
sign.
mom. Yeah.
Yes.
You've met mom.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Every time I go to Branson, y'all, Logan is there.
I'm there.
And he gets first in line.
I do. You're always so.
They move him to the front of the
I
line.
get the perks with Paula.
Well, you have become to mean a lot to me
Oh, you mean a lot to me.
over the time that
Yeah.
I've gotten to know you. Well, this has been so interesting. And I know that our friends out there enjoyed meeting you, Logan, your pretty face, and Barbara's pretty face, and you sharing with us some of the trials of autism. And 1 in 34 children is staggering.
Yes.
That's a
Means
staggering,
there's a lot of families dealing with it and they don't know what to do.
right, staggering number. And they just think they have an unruly
Mhm.
Yes.
child.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I could sit here all day and talk to y'all, but I know that y'all are flying back out this
I
afternoon.
know.
So we got some cooking to do, honey
Oh.
It
bunny.
smells good.
Hear the beep?
I hear the beep. We hadn't even started yet.
I know. I love
Well, y'all
you, Miss
come on
Paula.
in and get comfortable, and I'll
Okay.
get y'all something to drink.
Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, y'all.